In sports tonight, the Hunter Rugby Union starts off with round 7 as Maitland defeat Nelson Bay, and the Falcons defeat Bankstown in the NBL 1 East. Good morning, my name's Conklin McLeod and welcome to Sports Tonight. Also, coming up, we'll have highlights from the Newcastle Rugby League. Also, we'll have the highlights from the Newcastle Rugby League as well as what's happening into the Australian Ice Hockey League as the Newcastle North Stars take on the Brisbane Lightning. But first, it was just incredible for in round 7 of the Hunter Rugby Union competition as Maitland secured a win over Nelson Bay. It was just huge for Maitland, who were just too strong for their rivals right throughout the game. Things were not going good for Maitland first, and of course Nelson Bay had a penalty, and of course the Gripers were the first to score, and because of that they were given a penalty.
Kick for touch. So the scrum under plenty of pressure.
Because of that, Nelson Bay were awarded a try, and also it was a huge one indeed.
Yeah, certainly Edwards is the target man, isn't he? And he's at the back now, and he'll shift himself to the front. Does well off the top. To ground, pops it up to field, and now.
Also, it was a massive one indeed, with Nelson Bay running off the ball and then fighting back with it a lot.
The Bay side makes a couple of metres. Retained possession fielder at the back now. He's looking to Northcott. Goes to Northcott inside the 22. It's a raking kick downfield.
But with a good one coming up.
Gets a run on it. Stayed in down there in the shadows.
No, he's passed it in there, sorry, Jared. And he's been told to bring it back. So the ball finds touch.
The ball was brought back a few minutes later. Because of it, Nelson Bay were given a penalty.
I thought that stayed in, but as I said, in the shadows, hard to see.
So now the Gripers with their first real chance here.
And of course, Nelson Bay scored a try.
Subtle looking for it, Subtle. Nice defence there by the Blacks this time. Big tide Northcott with one-on-one. He's very hard over the top. Oh, taken out was he? Advantage played.
Thankfully, nobody can stop Nelson Bay from scoring.
Fielder looking for options. Almost getting over the line there was Pepper. Now Ty with a long ball, Subtle with a bit of footwork. That's going to be a penalty there, and we might see
Then another penalty was handed out to Nelson Bay.
It was an inside ball, a metre out from the touch line, from the try line, and he got taken out early by the Maitland defence. So
yeah, I really thought Northcott probably should have gone himself there, and instead he made it look a little bit prettier than it had to be.
He saw the space on the inside, but that was a bad habit of his father, the old general. He always liked to make things prettier than they had to be.
Why not?
Big shout out the grandfather. Actually, the grand old man of the family is out. He's up on the balcony today. He's
It certainly is. And
from New Zealand.
because of it, Nelson Bay had to quickly kick the match, and because of that, Nelson Bay had to quickly kick a penalty try.
Opening points here.
And because of that, Nelson Bay had to quickly secure the first 3 points. and it was to kick a penalty goal.
Down here, they've had a couple of cracks. Get the penalty, and Onaway Tai lining up about 15 metres in from touch. Right on the 22 as he moves in, strikes it well.
Yeah, nice kick there from Onaway Tai. First points of the game. The Grope is now 3-0. I would say that was against the
And of course, Nelson Bay led 3-0. But then Maitland fought back, as Maitland were later given a penalty goal after that.
Just up another end of the park, up in the sunshine here. Is
He's going for that purple car coming through. Is he going to hit it? No. Oh, is he? Oh, yes. Oh, he's almost hit it. He timed it with it.
Put yourself down and assist whoever's driving.
The scores are locked up at 3-3. Then there was a scrum during it. Maitland had the ball. Because of it, Maitland knew exactly what to do. Right up at Bill Strong Oval, and it was right up in the Hunter. And because of it, both teams were levelled up at 3-3 until Maitland finally broke the deadlock.
Good scrum by the Blacks as they look to hold it in and control this ball again. Twisted it nicely though, the Nelson Bay side. I think they'll have to repack this one.
And of course, Maitland were given another penalty. Things went from bad to worse for Nelson Bay as the home side struggled to come to terms. But thankfully, no bad news for Maitland, who of course had a good time.
Unbelievable scrummager. It's all about technique, as we know. It doesn't matter how big you are, but it's his technique is second to none.
As they say, size does not always matter, Joe.
Doesn't always matter.
And of course, with Maitland having the ball, the scores are locked up at 3-3. That was until Maitland broke the deadlock. And of course, Maitland knew what to do. That was to score a try.
It's a try, well done, well worked, and catch a pass. In the end, did it.
Well, it was a little bit too simple for mine in the finish. It was just, it was even numbers and a ball through the hands.
8-3. And of course, it was try time for Maitland, as well as goal time for Maitland.
He's done very well there.
Yeah, Logan really ran that sort of sea line
because of it, it was just fun for Maitland.
Sauntered over for a try in front of the...
Now it was the time for a conversion, as well as a kick for goal, which was a successful one for Maitland.
6 minutes in.
Pat Beatty here with a tough one, right in front of us, Jared. Give us a wait, Patrick.
Too busy for that. He's got his mind on the job. He kicked exceptionally well at Marcellin a few weeks ago.
This is a tough one.
And it certainly was.
Allowing for the breeze here, which has died off a little.
It's silent. It certainly silenced the Big Bay crowd as it comes.
Come around and he's hit that nicely, and it's over. Lovely kick there by Pat Beatty.
10-3.
10-3 the score.
And of course, Maitland were leading 10 points to 3. And that's where it stayed, right up at half time, until it was finally broken in the second half. And of course, Maitland were given a penalty, and of course, Nelson Bay were in huge trouble, serious trouble.
Balls, just through sheer pressure and not enough pressure from the Bay side. So, the Blacks through Jock Barry with a throw now. 10 metres on the Nelson Bay side of halfway.
And of course, Maitland knew exactly what to do. With the Maitland Blacks running with the ball. And because of it, it was just marvellous for them. And of course, they created the Hunter Rugby Union history.
From the line out.
And of course, it was yesterday.
Vincent, was it? Oh, good ball there by Mahana, and can't find Woods on the chest, so he has to reach around the ankles.
By securing a win against their rivals.
Logan taking one this time.
And of course, this goal.
Offloading.
And of course, this try
Now Logan has it.
from one of their
Philosopher's just on
players.
the outside. We saw him
Of course, this
almost get the
try
better
from one of
Northcote in
Maitland's
the first
players
half, and
came above.
he looks hard to handle on the wing.
Taillier than me on a Friday night at the CC.
As Callow. There's Justice Gerard, nice hands. There's Caleb Gerard, gets it to Woods. Woods going for the corner, but he steps back inside.
And of course,
Finds the ball. Yes, he can.
and of course,
And
Woods
that is a
scored
good try
Maitland's
on the far
third
side.
try. And of course, Woods scored Maitland's second try.
Gerard. Good backing up. I couldn't see anyone there on that far side, and he popped up out of nowhere, and that's a well-worked try, Jared.
Yeah, very hard to see. Good ball movement from the
Maitland were
side.
now leading 15-3
Going from left to right,
right up in the second half. Because of that, it was just huge.
Great work from Riley Woods. Talk of the goods. Woods has the goods with the inside ball. And the Maitland Blacks over. So the Bay down 3 to 15. Only 4 minutes into the second half.
And of course, not everything was going good for the Gropers up in their hometown, Nelson Bay. But thankfully, everything was going good for the Maitland Blacks, as Maitland secured one of the best tries of all time, as well as plenty of them, and also one of the best goals in history.
Yeah, tough to see.
On the form he's in, I'd be backing him.
But also, the replay quickly had to show.
As he moves in and gets it off the boots nicely.
Oh, that's a good kick.
Also, it was a success. Maitland were now, and also, it was still the same score.
So both games on the subscription channel, they're running.
Then, as Nelson Bay tried to secure a comeback, they left this one a little too late.
Can they get it wide? Yes, they can. And the Gropers go over, and the crowd goes up.
And of course, they went very wild indeed.
A great run by Napier and good ball movement inside the fielder, and then the Northcote got pulled up 5 metres short, and then a good shift to the left. The forwards did very well with good tidy hands, and they get it out to Eckersley on the wing. He goes
Now Nelson Bay won 8 points while Maitland was on 15.
Ty comes back on the field as Northcote limps back. Looks like he may have an ankle injury here. He was taken around the legs, chopped down.
He'll be right.
And of course, Nelson Bay knew exactly what to do. It was time for a kick for goal.
It got ripped off.
He took it off.
There were 66 minutes.
Anyway, on away, Ty.
66 minutes and 16 seconds left on the clock.
With down to 14 men, a man short, they've done exceptionally well to keep the Blacks out over the past 10 minutes.
And it certainly was.
They've come up with the goods, and Eckersley goes over in the corner. The score, 8 to 15 in favour of the visitors. On away, Ty on the touchline, on the 22, with the conversion with 13 and a half minutes to go. Here at Bill Strong in the Bar TV 2's match of the round. He's all set.
It's so cold here, we've got a Siberian Husky in front of us, so that's not the best of kicks.
But however, the goal was unsuccessful, and also Nelson Bay's 8 points is how it stayed. But Maitland was still going strong, as Maitland still had a good chance of securing one of the best wins of all. And of course, Maitland had the ball back, but not before it was snatched by Nelson Bay. Thankfully, Maitland ran with the ball and scored a try.
Goes untouched with the intercept under the post.
Yeah, not what the Bay side.
And of course, Maitland were treating Nelson Bay like flies, as the Maitland Blacks secured one of the best wins of all.
Pickpocketed Charlie Fielder's pass there and raced away, as you say, untouched under the post. The Bay.
It was good
vision. As Maitland led 20 points to 8.
Create a bit of extra space and
picked up that scrappy ball off the line out, and set it up, and Fielder looking to move it wide, but unfortunately, Gerard, the centre for the Maitland Blacks, he was too good, he was too quick, his vision, he saw the
And
pass
of course, the
coming and he
conversion
built
for
it
goal
and
had to
tore
come
away downfield
right
to
after it.
go over under the post. So the score now 8-20 in favour of the visitors, and the crowd has been hushed with Pat Beattie right in front.
And they certainly were.
Easiest kick you'll have all day.
But with Maitland in relief, there was nothing that Nelson Bay could do. And thankfully, Maitland had to quickly, and of course, Maitland secured another goal, securing, and of course, they led 22 points to 8. Then, just as the match was about to be over, they were all robbed, as Nelson Bay had to secure a fight back.
Can he find support through Fielder? Yes, he can. Fielder
As Nelson Bay ran up the ball,
to the touchline, and he pops it up. He's tied.
and of course, Nelson Bay ran up the ball.
Calling for the ball. It goes in behind. Here's Northcott again.
No one there.
He had nobody there. The back line involved.
And of course, Nelson Bay knew what to do, and that, of course, was to secure a fight back right up in the dying seconds of the game.
Since he's come on the field, Rayner.
Yeah, or if he
A
turn
little
up,
pop ball to Edwards.
if he turn up to training, we'd have seen him earlier in the afternoon. As Fielder now throws it left to the replacement there, and he
Good tackle there by Chapman.
taken well by Harry Chapman.
That's a penalty there.
And also,
quick tap taken by
Nelson
Fielder.
Bay were given a
Little
penalty.
pop ball to tie,
And also,
ties, and
they
ties
scored a
goes
try.
over for the last play of the game. And as I said before, it gives the scoreline justice to a very tight game.
Nelson Bay at
here
13.
Strong Oval today, Jared.
But it wasn't enough
It does
to
actually
secure a win.
Put the scoreline in a more reflective numbers for what the game has been. The Bay just late there. On away tie going over for the late one.
Leo.
There's we've had no trouble in the crowd other than my co-commentators, two sons.
And of course, there had to be a conversion.
High blood sugar levels. That's what happens when you give them $20 and tell them to go and have a solid meat sandwich, meat pie or a sandwich.
Come back with all sorts of goodies here at the Groper.
Even though Nelson Bay,
as we say, this is all said, all done here at the Dome this afternoon. On away tie with a conversion of his own try in front.
Purely mathematical. He hits
even though Nelson Bay kicked by 2, 15 points,
Good game. Who was
but
your
it
best
wasn't
out there,
enough
Jared?
to
Mate, I cannot go
secure
past
a
the
win
highway
for
when
Nelson
Tackle
Bay.
Enormous. I cannot go past my old mate Nick Davidson. He has been everywhere.
Yeah, despite Maitland securing a win over Nelson Bay, Southern Beaches also won, defeating Lake Macquarie, while Mayweather Carlton secured a win over University of Newcastle. And also, there was good news as well for the other teams. To the NBL 1 East, and of course the Newcastle Falcons men have secured a huge win over Bankstown. It was huge for Newcastle, who were just too strong for their rivals right throughout the very end.
Yes, he's sitting on 14 points per game at the moment.
It was huge for the Newcastle Falcons. All that they had to do was to make a comeback and a fight back in the NBL 1 East men's competition, right up against their rivals Bankstown. And that's what they had to do, just that.
Goodness gracious.
11-10. Newcastle were now leading 18-15
Lopez.
before changing the lead to 21-15.
He could possibly do. At least he knocked it down anyway.
Then, in the second half, Newcastle led 28-17.
Big step back. Oh, and he knocks it down. Up in the net.
30-21. And of course, the lead kept on changing for the Falcons.
Spear kicking it up to Vera. Take out a good
The
one.
Falcons were now leading 37 to
A
28.
little floater. Dawson
39-28.
missing the bonus.
It was in the third quarter, and because of that, the Falcons had to stop their rivals from winning the game.
Don't know where he would have got it from.
52 to 42.
Jason
That's what
Smith
definitely
pulling
had to
up
come
for
up.
three, knocking it down. Jason Smith really going
55
in
to
for
42. And of course, the Falcons scored
And he'll
more
take the
slam
two.
dunks.
A little facial massage as well for his trouble from Chris Vera.
61 to 44. That's what came up for the Falcons themselves.
Simonera taking it in. Two. Just what they need before this third quarter break.
Then in the fourth quarter, 65 to 55 is what came up.
Ramos over Cherry. Cherry.
Then the Falcons knew what to do.
There it is again.
67 to 59
Cherry
soon became
coming in trouble into traffic there. Turns it over.
the best,
Beastie.
with the Falcons scoring more slam dunks,
Other two for Beastie. 6 seconds on the shot.
as it was the bell that went off.
Another step back. Knocking it down.
More slam dunks were scored as the Falcons won 82 to 65, keeping their hopes of the finals alive.
65.
And of course, in the other games, Maitland suffered a heartbreaking loss in the women's competition. So too did their men's, and of course the Central Coast Crusaders, women and men, also went down. And of course, both sides have a week off next week because of the Queen's birthday celebrations, which start in about a week. Your sports tonight and still to come. The North Stars hoping to beat the Brisbane Lightning at the Hunter Ice Skating Stadium tonight. And we'll have a look at your highlights of the Newcastle Rugby League. Welcome back. The Newcastle North Stars are hoping to quickly have their undefeated winning streak continued as they take on the Brisbane Lightning at the Hunter Ice Skating Stadium tonight. Because of that, the North Stars are back home, and because of it, Newcastle are hoping to beat their rivals this afternoon. And because of it, the match is up. The match is on at around about 3:30 p.m. And of course, don't forget. And of course, don't forget to arrive early. Now to the Newcastle Rugby League, and Of course, Lakes United upsetted Curry 20-12, while Wyong secured a huge upset against the entrants on the Central Coast. And of course, both Maitland and Central Newcastle both shared the points with a 20-all draw. And of course, to other games, Western Suburbs, Newcastle, Cessnock Goannas, and of course, South Newcastle Lions and Macquarie Scorpions will both be played this afternoon. We'll come back with more, and because of that, we'll wrap it up with a play of the day after this. Time for the play of the day, and of course, if you know a lot about Newcastle Rugby League, let's have a look at the best of the best in the competitions. And of course, into the now of course the Hunters Group 21 Rugby League was forced to be called off because of unsettling conditions, but the highlights between Scone, Singleton, Denman and Greta Brankston will officially go ahead this afternoon and tonight. Of course, that's it for now, but I'll be back with the late edition later tonight. My name's Conklin McLeod. Don't forget, music tonight is, of course, White Shadows by Coldplay. See you then. Good night.
I went to a pancake
Oh, 9 years of women. Oh.
and you served me. Said that you were a 400-metre runner back then.
Yeah.
And I said to the person I was with, you mark my words, in 4 years' time she'll still be cooking pancakes.
The Panel, 9:30 tonight.